The way we consume and share news today is largely rooted in social media outlets, a reason why we decided it's crucial to look at what's being discussed online. From Hwang Sun-woo to BTS, we have so many grounds to cover for our daily social media minute. We're joined by Erica. Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. Humid, like you said.
I guess summer is officially here. The season of humidity. Brace yourselves, everyone.
There's a bit of sun today, at least.
Yeah, the glass is half full. I'll take it.
You don't sound too excited.
No, I don't. Fare so well during the humid seasons of South Korean summers. Nobody is pleasant during these months, but I'm trying.
Good.
All right, let's jump into our first buzzword this morning. South Korean teen swimmer reaching a brand new level, unprecedented levels, honestly, and outswimming a legend by the name of Park Tae-hwan.
Yeah, we've been talking about quite a few teenagers, South Korean teenagers, making a splash out there. And not that age has anything to do with it, but, this particular teenager we're going to talk about today, he's just 19 years old. And for a few months now, since Tokyo 2021, Hwang Sun-woo has been carrying the weight of South Korea on his shoulders. We're thirsty for a new star in the pool, and he has delivered. And he's got this confidence and poise, which is really rare for athletes his age, which makes it all the more impressive. In Budapest on Monday, he won his first long course world championship medal with a silver in the 200-meter freestyle event. He finished in second place with a time of 1 minute 44.47 seconds, which is just 1.26 seconds behind the winner, David Popovici of Romania. And he was 0.51 seconds faster than Tom Dean of Great Britain.
Is anyone else picking up on all the puns? Make a splash, thirsty for more. That was very intentional. Bonus points for Yerka this morning. All right. So when we talk about swimming, we have to mention the name of another South Korean swimming legend, Park Tae-hwan.
Yes, Hwang Sun-woo is just the second South Korean swimmer after Park Tae-hwan to win a medal at the World Championships. If you remember, Park won gold medals in the 400-meter freestyle back in 2007 and again in 2011, and a bronze medal in the 200-meter freestyle in 2007.
Which was virtually unheard of in Korean swimming.
Right.
So the legacy has lied with Park Tae-hwan, even through his ups and downs, scandals and whatnot. I think he was still celebrated as a national hero. Now, Hwang was unofficially anointed as the next big thing in South Korean swimming in Tokyo last year when he made it to the finals in the 100-meter race and then the 200-meter freestyle in his Olympic debut. Like you said, he seems so poised. This is a good start. Not too shabby.
Right, exactly. Hwang and a few other South Korean swimmers have been training in Australia for 6 weeks from late April to early June under the tutelage of Ian Pope. Pope has produced Olympic gold medalists and world champions, including Grant Hackett and Michael Klim, both Australians. And Pope has apparently been very impressed with Hwang's techniques and focused on improving his underwater dolphin kicks. Hwang has been doing only 3 to 4 dolphin kicks, and Pope has been pushing him to raise that number to 6 so that Hwang could better propel himself off the wall. Now, that extra couple of dolphin kicks apparently could be the difference between a medal and an off-podium finish.
Oh, who knew? Now I'm going to have to do a special on dolphin kicks. Hwang's next individual event is apparently scheduled for Budapest on, of course, 100-meter freestyle.
Yes, that's right. The heats are scheduled for later today, which will be followed by the semifinals, which will also be taking place later on in the day. The finals will take place tomorrow on Wednesday. Now, Hwang's main event is clearly the 200-meter freestyle because he only has a 32nd fastest time in the 100-meter freestyle this year with 48.42 seconds. However, his personal best time of 47.56 seconds was set last year in Tokyo. And if he can keep up with that time, then it would make him number 1 this season. And, he already has a medal in the bag. So if he doesn't feel that much pressure, perhaps, maybe he could just make that happen.
Do better because there's less pressure on him to win a medal. All right. Best of luck to Hwang Sun-woo, keeping close tabs on 19-year-old swimmer.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to some BTS coverage. Stocks may have stumbled after their surprise announcement. A little bit of a fan frenzy with, is this over? Is it just a break? Anyway, BTS, despite all that noise, achieving another number one debut on Billboard 200 with their latest drop, Proof.
That's right. It's been 11 days since they released this three-disc compilation album, Proof, on June 10th, and we all knew that it was going to be a big hit. And this week, the album opens at number one on the Billboard 200 album chart with the equivalent of 314,000 sales in the United States. Now, Proof is the sixth BTS album to debut at number one on the chart after Love Yourself Tear, Love Yourself Answer, Map of the Soul Persona, Map of the Soul 7, and B.
We've been a little bit desensitized, but the importance of Billboard 200 means that these boys have penetrated through the competitive American music market and is getting a ton of radio play, and they are absolutely relevant in mainstream, I think, pop music culture all across North America. And that's monumental. Like, we've gotten so many number ones, we're like, yeah, another one. Really, it's kind of a big success story. And it looks like Proof followed another marketing playbook that has become standard for K-pop groups. As expected, fans are rushing to buy collectible release in physical forms because, I mean, who listens to a CD these days?
I know, right? That's what's so amazing, of the 314,000 equivalent sales for the album, 259,000 were for CD versions, sold for as high as $70. The equivalent sales, by the way, include physical sales, downloads, and streams. Now, this is a 48-track CD. And it includes 13 songs not available for streaming or download. And in addition to the CD sales, the album sold 6,500 copies as digital downloads and had 53 million streams. Now, the album includes the biggest hits from throughout their career and the three new songs, including Yet to Come, The Most Beautiful Moment, Run BTS, and another song called For Youth. Now, the song's music video reached 100 million views as of yesterday, just 10 days after it was uploaded on YouTube. It's the 38th BTS music video to surpass 100 million views.
I actually did a little bit of research to figure out how much albums cost these days. When you said $70, I'm like,
right?
Is that inflation? Did we just stop buying albums a long time ago? The average is still around $20. So this is clearly designed as a collectible with 48 tracks. That's a lot, right? This is, of course, in the curtail of that big announcement. Just 4 days after the album drop, BTS announced rather casually that they all needed a break. This has led to, nonstop conversation online.
Yeah, the next day, Hybe's stock price dropped 28%. It removed $1.7 billion market value from the company. Since then, the share price has only improved slightly. BTS, by the way, accounts for nearly a third of Hybe's sales in the US. And as recently as 2020, nearly 90% of Hybe's revenues were related to BTS and its music. This, by the way, was before Hybe bought Ithaca Holdings, a deal that was reported to be worth as much as $1 billion.
I know the business side of things is not what the fans want to talk about, but this is, we're talking about investor money, and the value of a company depreciating doesn't look good for anyone that works for the company, that has invested large sums, but it seemed the implications are rather serious. That's a pretty steep drop, 28%.
You know what? BTS is not going anywhere, by the way. They clearly said, and they reiterated over and over again, we're going to pursue solo careers. And we're going to seek out what we want to do individually.
I think it's just bad taste with previous boy band act. I mean, boy bands are not designed to last forever. Is that going to cause up another storm? But I tread carefully. However, you're absolutely right. They clarify they just need, well-deserved breaks. And they're not over as a group either, in case you need the clarification once more. All right, on to our final buzzword of the day. Tom Cruise might as well be an honorary Korean citizen. He comes quite frequently, and the fans love it. And he returned for, the publicity of Top Gun, the sequel.
Yeah, they're calling him Tom Samchon and Tom Adochi. It's really rare to see and to universally acknowledge the still relevant star power
Yeah.
of a celebrity who have been around for so long. And I think Tom Cruise is definitely one of those stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he has definitely proved his staying star power during his recent visit to South Korea. He was, of course, in Seoul to promote his latest movie, the Top Gun sequel, and he held a press conference in Seoul with his co-stars
Mm.
and producer. And during the conference, he was all smiles and it was all gratitude for his Korean fans. And what struck me was just how genuine he is every time he comes face to face
Mm.
with his fans, taking photos with them
Mm.
and fist bumping. It's like full on fan service.
Yeah.
And during the press conference, he said that he hopes that the fans like the latest movie. He hopes they've been waiting for a long time, 36 years since the first Top Gun movie came out. And he said, if you watch this film as a kid, I hope you will enjoy the new movie.
That's actually a lot of pressure too. After 3 decades, our expectations are a little bit high for especially invested in the
Yeah,
1986 original. If the reputation is so pristine, sometimes you don't want to touch it. You just want to leave classic
I
as it
know.
is. But they're reprising it. It's a sequel to a movie that was a hit 30 years ago. Now, Tom Cruise reprises his role as Pete Maverick Mitchell, who is now a captain in the U.S. Navy. We promise we're not really giving anything away. This is part of their promo reel. And
Yeah.
you mentioned that he and the team felt immense pressure during the creative process, of course, and there's no surprise there.
Yeah, absolutely. Every time he went to any country, they would ask for the sequel. And he said he's been talking about making a sequel for many, many years with Bruckheimer. And obviously, there was a tremendous amount of pressure. And he said he spent many hours in hotel rooms coming up with ideas to make the movie
Mm.
for fans, the original film. And he said that the main goal was to make fans feel like the two films share the same world, the same characters, the same emotional tones. And he said he didn't ever want to disappoint his fans and that he was not going to stop until they got it right.
And that's tough, right? We're talking about a movie that was created 30 years ago. Everything looks vintage about it. 30 years later, how do we keep true to the integrity of the original with
I
all the
know.
added computer graphics that makes everything look sparklier? Now, this is the American actor's 10th visit to South Korea, if anyone else is keeping tally. His first visit dates back to 1994 with the promotions for Interview with the Vampire. Oh my goodness, The Vampire Chronicles. He most recently visited Korea 4 years ago to promote the latest Mission Impossible film, Fallout, in 2018.
Yeah, I don't know. I look at this guy, photos, footage on
Mm, mm,
YouTube, and
mm,
the way he makes his fans feel so special that
mm.
they are a part of this thing is what makes the fans adore him after all of these years. He remembers the faces of some of the fans who have come to every single one of the premieres that he's taken part of
That's
here in South
amazing.
Korea. That really is amazing. And he said it's a beautiful thing, it's magical. We all had a lot of fun together. Notice that he used the word we, not
Not I and me. These personal pronouns are really important in English language, don't you
us.
see? The bomber jackets that the team wore, I mean, that looked pretty cool too, right?
Yeah.
Looked
Yep.
regal.
Mhm.
So Top Gun Maverick hits local theaters Wednesday. Is that this Wednesday for us?
Yes.
All right, coming to theaters near you tomorrow. Thank you so much, Erica, for joining us this morning. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
If you're listening to our program using the podcast service, just a reminder that we do go live Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Korea Standard Time. So tune in and help us make the show more informative by giving us your input. See you bright and early on Good Morning Seoul.